Good morning. It's Midsummer's Day, and this is a blog I'm going to read, A Midsummer's Night Dream, The Conquest of AI, a reading, and a few other readings as well, part of the series of the Doughforge library shelf readings. But Roger is a big man, and the argument of his book is too important to leave unsummarized, even at the risk of damage. This book is about how the two great human transactions, how we exchange thought and how we exchange money, have been wrested from us and used against us. It is a call to arms that provides you with the arms it is calling for. Some books talk about revolution. Few contain the blueprint for one. This is such a book. Not a sticks and stones revolution, but a revolution in how we see, how we understand our predicament, plus what we can do about it and the tools. And yet they give to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. That's the essence of money token. Money is a figment of imagination. Obviously you can get a note or you can make a payment or whatever. That bit isn't imaginary, but the token and the logo on the token is a signifier of an idea.
Good morning, folks. Today, we're diving into a fascinating blend of classics and contemporary thoughts, discussing A Midsummer Night's Dream, alongside the conquest of AI. There's this brilliant line from Act 5, Scene 1 that goes, "And yet they give to airy nothing a local habitation and a name." Isn't that just thought-provoking? It really captures the essence of human creativity and absurdity, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So what exactly do you mean by giving airy nothing a name?
It's all about how we take intangible ideas like dreams, aspirations, or even, let's say, artificial intelligence, and we personify them, just like in A Midsummer Night's Dream, where the characters wander through the woods, caught in a web of mistaken identities and love potions. You see, when I was a teenager, I got to watch a production of this play at Oxford University, and it felt like stepping into another world, one where reality blurred with fiction.
Oh wow, that sounds magical. Did you, feel transported? But, do you think AI can do that too? Create entire worlds for us?
Absolutely. AI has the potential to create immersive experiences that can whisk you away, much like the enchantment of the forest in Shakespeare's play. When you think about it, the clockwork forest in our reading represents that very chaos and unpredictability that AI, in its own way, brings to our lives. It's available as an ebook for just £2.99 on Barnes & Noble. What a steal!
Haha, yeah, totally. But speaking of chaos, that reminds me, why do you think we humans create systems like economies that seem to lead to stagnation?
That's an excellent question. It ties back to the idea that these economic issues are inherently political. The narrative from the reading suggests that some leaders design systems that perpetuate their power, fostering cycles of failure. It's almost like a tragic play. Everyone's caught in their roles, but nobody really changes.
That sounds frustrating. So it's like we're all acting in some sort of grand theatre, just stuck in our roles?
Precisely. And what's fascinating is that economics, at its core, is a social construct. Money itself isn't just about the paper notes or coins we use. It's imbued with so much meaning. It's almost like the love juices of the play, swirling around, causing unforeseen outcomes.
Haha, that's such a vivid analogy. So you're saying money can be as chaotic as the love lives of those characters?
Exactly. The essence remains tied to human behavior and imagination, and just as Shakespeare showed humor and absurdity through his characters' misadventures, so too can we find those same elements within the chaos of politics and economics today.
Wow, I never thought of it that way, but it's eye-opening how art reflects reality. Could you share more about how we can combat this rigged system you mentioned?
Oh, for sure. One of the main ways is by exposing truths, like those hidden narratives that guide our behaviors and beliefs. Just as we laugh at the absurdity in Shakespeare, we must also embrace our power as storytellers to reshape the dialogue around our experiences, sparking change and revealing ignorance.
So it's all about reclaiming the narrative ourselves, like telling a better story for the future.
Exactly. And just like the playful misunderstandings in the woods of A Midsummer Night's Dream, every twist and turn in our narratives holds potential for transformation. Embrace the chaos and see it as an opportunity for growth and enlightenment.
Brilliant. I'm feeling pretty inspired right now. Makes me want to grab that ebook and dive deep.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into a pretty provocative topic, the Manifesto of the Great Withholding. This is all about challenging the very system we live in and how we can reclaim our power. Just take a moment to ponder. If we've been through all those bailouts and austerity measures without truly reaping any benefits, does it really make sense to bind ourselves to this odious debt?
So, odious debt? How does that promitasa work exactly?
Great question. When we refer to the debt as odious, we're suggesting that it was incurred without our consent. Think of it as a bad breakup, right? You didn't agree to that massive shopping spree on your credit card, yet suddenly, you're left with the tab.
Oh wow. So like we're all just collectively paying for someone else's bad decisions?
Exactly. If we look back at the crisis in 2008, the workers certainly didn't benefit from the bailouts. It was the institutional creditors, the big banks, who walked away unscathed, even though they should have faced the consequences.
Right, that makes total sense. But, like, what are we supposed to do about it now? Just, stop paying our bills or something?
Not quite. It's more about withdrawing our consent from these extractive mechanisms. Picture it like a revolutionary strike, where we consciously choose not to support systems that exploit us.
Oh, so, like how some people boycott certain products. Like, if we don't like a brand, we just, stop buying their stuff?
Exactly. We can withhold from paying off debts that keep us shackled. Whether it's refusing to acknowledge odious debts, or, for example, pulling your money from institutions that don't serve the public good, we have options.
That's wild. Can you give an example of what that looks like in practice? Like, something concrete?
Sure, take community land trusts. These are local organizations that gather and manage land collectively, ensuring it's utilized for community benefit rather than profit. It's akin to everyone pitching in to create a community garden, rather than letting a greedy developer build luxury apartments.
Oh, I love gardening. But wait, what about those institutions? You'd mentioned we'd be withholding our cash from them.
Yes, by refusing to engage with banks or companies that profit from asset grabbing, we send a powerful message that we won't accept their practices any longer.
Right, so we're saying no more to being taken for a ride. But what do you mean by the sovereignty is ours?
Great catch. It's all about reclaiming our right to define what our economy and communities should look like. Instead of leaning on traditional systems that hold us down, we can create alternatives, think mutual credit schemes or even offline information networks.
That sounds so liberating. But like, is this realistic? I mean, can we really just, do that?
Absolutely. It's ambitious but very much within our reach. Remember, a lot of societal changes have occurred when people unite, like how protests can dramatically shift the status quo in a flash. The key here is to harness that collective action.
Wow, I feel jazzed about all this. So it's really about breaking free from the chains of the old ways, right?
Exactly. That's the essence of this manifesto. It serves as a call to arms for us to stop accepting the status quo and start forging a future that genuinely reflects our values.
I love it. So what's next? Are we starting a revolution or what?
Well, consider it a revolution of thought to begin with. We need to spread awareness about these concepts and encourage people to reconsider how they engage with money, land, and power.
Right, just like how we reshuffle our social media feeds, we can reshuffle our economic priorities.
Exactly. It's about transitioning our thinking to create systems that work for us rather than against us. Just think, what would it be like if we all pooled our resources together for the common good?
Ooh, that sounds incredible. Like, when you and your friends all chip in for a group gift, everyone wins.